that are happening all over the world, especially in the Premier League world, the transfer news that are happening everywhere. So if you are new to this video or this live streams, please do us a favor, click subscribe button, share this video on your social media because it helps us to grow, guys. But at the same time, we have some interesting news to cover. I hope you are excited to see of all the things that we're going to be talking about. Like, for example, the biggest news that we already know is this. Everyone were excited all over the world, England especially, about their return to the grounds that was being set by the. But all of a sudden, if you check all your state, all the things, you actually see that they have now risen again, guys. And healthy wise, the world needs to be safe from the COVID-19 pandemic we are dealing with. It's not like we have something we can do in this case, so we just have to accept. As much as it hurts, as much as we don't want to hear what we're being told right now, we just have to deal with the situation that's the new world we are living in, and we just have to accept it and at least try to do something to move on with the situation. So let me read you the news that came out. It came out today from the Prime Minister of Britain, if I may say, giving his updates in terms of what the government was thinking of allowing the fans to come back in their few numbers. So in the beginning, or like on the 1st of, is it? Yeah, like the October the 1st or the 1st of October, the mission was that Premier League, like UK Premier League stadiums, should be opened to a few numbers of fans at least, so that the clubs could at least benefit something out of the ticket selling of all the Premier League fans who will be going that side. But that seems like it's still a no-no. Let me tell you what I'm talking about. Let me read this. UK government coronavirus latest, fans won't be allowed back into Premier League stadiums as Boris Johnson issued a 6 month prediction. Whew. So this has been the situation at the moment. Empty grounds and people watching from those like, as you can see on the screens, watching from the screens, just at least maybe using Zoom calls and stuff like that to just make people feel like they're still connected with the fans in terms of the players. But we know that it has not been exactly the best thing. It has been in the WWE. Like, if you've been watching WWE, I think the Thunderdome that they're using, it's actually working for them, because now they have a lot of people who are watching these games and watching their events and stuff like that. Unlike the Premier League, for instance, because remember when we are talking of football goes with the teams. So I don't think the fans or the Premier League, the Liverpool fans, like, it won't be the same like when you are seeing Premier League going, like when you see Liverpool playing Manchester City or maybe Chelsea. There will be a lot of people anticipating that game and then watching the game, which means in terms of TV ratings and stuff like that, they can actually benefit. But in terms of, if I do a game of a big club, it gets more views of people who comes and watch it, rather than if I'm doing a game, maybe for example, if I say let me say, not exactly Newcastle is a big team. Let me say, for example, West Brom versus Brighton, for example. I don't think there'll be a lot of fans who will be watching the game like it will happen when I'm doing Chelsea versus another team. So, just to tell the truth, Chelsea versus Brighton as a game, it has better views than Brighton versus West Brom. So what does this mean? If the club is getting something from the TV ratings, it will be lower for the small clubs than it should be higher for the big clubs. So how does the fans coming back into the stadiums help? Reason and what is happening now, the government is taking what they have to say. It's for them, it's to actually prepare them from whatever that will be happening. So they're trying to look after the healthy wise of people by closing people so that they don't come as much as they can. And by doing that, rather as it is help otherwise it's destroying teams in the clubs and stuff like that. Cause I don't think you enjoy coming to watch a game of Brighton versus Leeds, for example, where you find that even the man who waters the ground, or the man who colors the ground hasn't done the work. That will literally affect the game wise in terms of how this game it destroys a lot of things. So it's a problem if I'm the situation, but it's a problem. COVID-19 has actually been the worst. It has destroyed them. And on top of that, some clubs are trying by all means to improve so that at least they can compete with these big teams that are there in the Premier League. And when they're doing that, they're spending a lot of money. After spending a lot of money, now it's not going to do anything because they are not gaining money back so that they replace all the debts that they've made while buying players to actually try to compete with those big Premier League clubs. So I think it has a big effect on the Premier League more than you can ever see it. For fans not coming back into the grounds, that is going to affect the Premier League and some of the clubs, that we won't have a good season like what we were hoping for. Because if he's predicting 6 months before the Premier League actually resumes, 6 months, what does that mean? It means that we are gonna have as much as 6 months. That is up to, is it March next year, 2021 March. Most of the Premier League would have been played and under closed door with nothing that the club is making in terms of bonuses of being in the bigger leagues. And even in the championship, a lot of clubs are going to suffocate from this. And as much as people don't know that each and every time, every week, clubs, they have to test each and everyone who's in there, who's working for them, in terms of the working personnel, in terms of the players themselves, the staffs, all of them, that are tested for COVID-19, and that's money that is coming out of the club. And at the same time, preparing for the match, doing some of the things that they do, the officials and everything that happens, that is still money coming out of the club. So if they don't come back, if there are no fans coming back into the stadium, that is gonna be a bigger blow than what the world even see this. I don't know what is going to happen exactly. How are the Premier League going to survive with this? Are we going to go back into the point where they are gonna put us again back on the lockdown so that there won't be football for us? I don't know. I want to hear your thoughts. How do you see yourself in terms of this new thing that is happening here? Because I feel like it has more effect than what people see it as. Clubs have survived to finish the stadium, but now if they're being given 6 months as a prediction of when things are going to be trying to be better, that is a bigger blow. Well, health-wise it's okay, but in terms of the footballing nations and the football in itself, that's a bigger blow to actually that they cannot handle. I don't know. I want to hear your thoughts. I'm telling you, I have a small, guys, this is still a small page. Rather, by the way, if you are a new subscriber or if you are a new person who's watching this for the first time, please do us a favor, click subscribe, like this video if you're enjoying what I'm talking about. But like what I'm saying, I see this every time when I do watch alongs, because I'm trying by all means to at least do as much of watch alongs as I can, so that I can try to like create that bond with the different clubs, people and personnels, looking at how the games are going. And I can't compare the game that I had versus Chelsea had more viewers this week than the game that I had, which was of Manchester City versus Wolves, for example, or maybe which other game was that? Or maybe Aston Villa had even more views than the Manchester City game, which was a little bit weird. I don't know. Is it because Manchester City is not really a bigger club in other people's heads, or it doesn't have a lot of people who watch the club, or what? So let's just hope for the best, guys. If you can pray or do something, please do as much as you can, because this pandemic is really destroying the love of football. Is really messing up all the things that we have, guys. We don't even know when this will actually get better. It's not only in Europe or in England only, but it's happening all over the world. So this is the news that we received. The sports industry in England has dealt a fresh blow after plans to bring back fans for the next month were paused. Supporters will not be allowed into the Premier League stadiums yet, as British Prime Minister Boris Johnson has predicted that new government restriction designed to contain the spread of COVID-19 or coronavirus could be in place for the next 6 months. The UK, or the United Kingdom, government has paused plans for the returning of fans to live sporting events in England from 1 October due to the rise in COVID-19 in coronavirus cases. On Monday, the COVID-19 alert levels in UK rised to a 4, meaning transmission of the COVID-19 is high and exponentially rising, and MP Johnson has now outlined fresh measurement to halt the increase of the cases. That's a big blow. That's a big blow. I don't know how we're gonna find ourselves in this case, how this issue is gonna be resolved, where we will be next. But this is a big blow, guys. Really a big blow to the Premier League as a whole, and to the love that we have for football as we are right now in this. Find ourselves coming to back from this, because if there are no fans into the ground, then that's a problem, guys. If there are no fans in the ground, then that's a problem, because a lot of people are not going to be part, and there is going to force a lot of players or a lot of personnel, working staff into the different Premier League clubs to be fired. Because if the club is not getting money out of this, then what can they do? They need to fire some personnel so that at least they can survive as a club. I don't know how we deal with these things. I want to hear from you guys. How do you see this changing? How do you see the outcome of this? When is this going to actually become better? Because this is going to hurt us a lot, guys. It's going to hurt us a lot. Hurt the friends a lot and hurt us a lot. But I will hear from you guys. Let me hear your thoughts. How do you see this case, and the way do you expect yourself to be next with these new cases and these new changes that are happening in terms of the COVID-19 and all the things that is happening all over the world? I don't know. I want to hear from you guys. Maybe you might actually explain to me better, because as of me, I feel like this is a bigger blow to a lot, especially to the small clubs, guys. They're going to suffer more than the big clubs. They're going to suffer more, because without fans going to work, without the personnel going to work, it means that they won't be 100%, and with the tests and all the things that have to be done, because it takes a lot of money to prepare at least one game of football. People be saying now, no, there's already a stadium. You don't know what is used, how much work is done for at least one game to be done. The things that I have to be spent for the one game to be done. There's a lot of money that goes out for the clubs. And now, because of what is happening now, there's a bigger blow. This is a big blow to the Premier League as a whole. I don't know what is going to happen. I wonder. We wait to see in terms of the development, guys. That's all we can say. But moving on to the next other issues, because we can keep talking about COVID-19 and keep crying, but that won't help us at all. Liverpool fans, yesterday, around 19 hours ago, if I may say, or yesterday, you received news that got the world's attention, that Liverpool are keeping close contacts with Kylian Mbappe. Let me just read the news for you guys. That makes it easy for me. So this is the news that we all heard, guys, that Liverpool and Real Madrid are in a regular contact with Kylian Mbappe over a transfer for next summer. Good news. So what does this mean? It means that both clubs are interested in bringing the player to their clubs. Yippee! A lot of Liverpool fans are happy with this news. I am a Liverpool fan, but I'm not happy with this news. No, I am happy with the news. Not like I'm not happy. I am happy with the news, but come on, man. Come on. We are talking of Kylian Mbappe here, guys. We are talking of Kylian Mbappe here, guys. Kylian Mbappe, who costed PSG 1-0. What was it? What was the amount? Was it 115 or 103? I'm not really sure, from Monaco to PSG. And of course, when he's going next to summer, PSG are not going to let him just walk away from the deal. They are going to ask of big bucks, big money. I'm talking of over 100. Do you think this will be the first player that Liverpool plays above 100 or even 200 for the player? That's the question that the Liverpool fans didn't ask themselves. Do you think your club will actually pay that amount of money to get this player? Because no, let me everyone know this. Getting Kylian Mbappe to in club, it's a dream come true, because the player, him, Kylian Mbappe, and Haaland and all the youngsters that are rising, they've been amazing for their teams, and they are the future for real. They have more to offer in the coming futures. Talking of them and people like Sancho and all other players that are following, those are big players that are gonna do a lot into the world of football in the coming years. This is the generation of the new Ronaldos being born, and people like Kylian Mbappe, Haaland, Sancho, and the others that follows in there, those young generations, or that young generations, Trent Alexander-Arnold, all those ones, they are gonna do as a lot for the respected clubs in terms of how they play. So of course, we don't expect them to be cheap. We don't expect them to be cheap at all. So, do you think that Liverpool pay the money? I want to hear the thoughts from the Liverpool fan. I was excited when I heard this thing. Like, yes, we are getting one of the biggest players in the world. Then I was like, wait a minute. This player is not really cheap as we expect him to be. Do you think Liverpool would pay above or even 200 million for a transfer of a player? That's a question we should be asking ourselves. If you can answer that question with a yes, then by all means be happy. Real Madrid can pay, because Real Madrid have done it before. But Liverpool guys, I'm talking of Liverpool, a club who were known for not spending money, who we have always known as the fans that we don't spend money as a club. Liverpool, we don't spend money. We don't do that. But I'm just passing in the case, guys. I don't want to take your mojo or your excitement down. I'm just hoping that we just come to terms to a real realization that as much as we want this to happen, it's really far from actually seeing something that we can say it's progress in terms of this case. We wait and see on the development of the story. So Barcelona will pay Luis Suarez around 50% of his salary for the 2020-2021 season in order to facilitate his transfer to Atletico Madrid. That was news that came. Done deal. Arsenal have signed a new goalkeeper. I did talk about this. Leeds United are planning a second bid of £12 million for Manchester United winger Daniel James. Where was James from before he went to Manchester United? Can somebody remind me of that? Where was he coming from before he went to Manchester United? I'm talking about James. Because I don't know. Maybe he was coming from Leeds because he was in the championship. I'm not really sure, guys. I need somebody to tell me, because it seems like, okay, as much as the player has been good, it seems like his time in the Premier League, no, not in the Premier League, his time with the Manchester United or Ole Gunnar Solskjaer seems like to be over, because he's not getting game time under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Not at all. Not getting game time, so you have to wait and see what happens in terms of the development of the story. Looking at what is happening at the moment is just a matter of time before something actually happens. before he actually moves on or moves forward. We have to wait and see in terms of the development of the story. But I want to hear your thoughts, guys. How do you see this case of Anderson, Dean Anderson, moving on to Leeds United? I think he'll be so good to the team because he needs game time, and I don't think United are willing to sell him. I think they might put him on loan. At the same time, I'm not really sure how much they bought for the player, though. Let me know all that in the comments below, guys. But good luck to Leeds. I hope you get the player you want. I hope you get the player you want. I hope you get the player you want. Let's move on to other transfer news. There is an interesting transfer news, guys. I'll tell you when we're there. Dan Dio, former Manchester United Revel Monmenson has signed for the Dutch club AOD De Hang for 2020-2021 season. And there's the Kylian Mbappe. This is the story that I was talking about. Alvaro Morata will fly to Turin in the next few minutes to complete his move to Juventus. His medical is scheduled for tomorrow. Source Fabrizio Romano. 8 hours ago, Alvaro Morata arrives in Turin last night ahead of his move to Juventus. He is set to complete his medical today before sealing a 9 million loan move from Atletico. Juve will make an option to buy for 45 million euro and an option to extend the loan to 2022. 2020, it'll be 20. We're in 2021, so it'll be 2021 to 2022. Okay, let's talk about this, guys. There's something that I need to talk about this guy before we move on, guys, to any other news. Alvaro Morata. Remember the guy? Let me tell you some stats that I found out about him. It's actually my phone, so let me open right now so that I show you the stats that I found. So they're saying this. Alvaro Morata has made 5 transfers since 2014, totaling into 245 million euro. During those 5 years, he has never scored more than 15 goals. The only possible reason to explain these transfer fees is that he is being used for money laundering. So Alvaro Morata, I don't know the other clubs he played for, but I know he was in Chelsea, Atletico Madrid. He was in Real Madrid. I think Real Madrid, they did loan him to other people like Monaco. I'm not really sure, but Real Madrid, Chelsea, Atletico Madrid, now Juventus. And there's one club that is missing there, which I'm not really sure. And in all those things that he has moved, they have used 245 million euro for the player. And each season he has played for all the clubs, he has never scored more than 15 goals a season. More than 15 goals a season. So what can you say about the guy, guys? What can you say about the guy? Is he good? I don't know. What do teams see in him if they keep getting him, loaning him, getting him, loaning him, getting him, loaning him, getting him, and loaning him like it's just like... I hear somebody saying that the only possible reason to explain this transfer fee is that he is being used for money laundering. Maybe that could be the only thing that we can actually explain in this case, because the things that we're seeing here don't even make sense, guys. A player cannot be moving that much to different clubs. That doesn't even make sense. I want to hear your thoughts. Maybe your clubs has worked with the men. Chelsea, for example. Real Madrid, for example. Atletico Madrid, for example. And now Juventus as the latest club that is about to work with him. How do you see this player? How do you rate this player? Because he has never scored above 15. Never. So it's crazy. It's crazy to see what is happening with him. No, we just give you the stats. That's what I do in this issue. I just give you the stats. It's straightforward. You either take it or leave it, or act upon it, or do something. Because I give you the stats as they are. Because like I'm saying right now, Alvaro Morata since he has been in the club. For example, he has been at Chelsea, Barcelona, now going to no, not Barcelona. He has been at Real Madrid, Chelsea, now Juventus, Atletico Madrid. There's another 5 club that I'm forgetting. People might tell me there. And all those clubs he has been playing, being changed. So one of the most transferred in and out of ever in terms of all the defenders that are there out there. It's real, not defenders, strikers that are there out there. It's real crazy to think about it. Because now look at the money that they have spent for him. 245 million euro for a player who has never scored more than 15 goals a season for each team he has gone to. 5 different clubs. 245 million. 5 different clubs, 245 million euro. Different clubs, and we are still buying him. We are still taking him to different places. That's just crazy. It's hard to believe, guys. I don't know. I want to hear your thoughts on this case, guys. What is happening here? Is it the money laundering situation that was being said that maybe the only reason why they're moving him above and what they're doing is just for money laundering? He will be let go very soon with Juventus, that we know. Juventus, they are very good in getting somebody and letting go. He will be one of the new candidates very, very soon. We'll wait and see. He has no stable club. That's one thing that pains me a lot about him. He has no stable club. Maybe if he actually gets a club that he stabilizes and actually plays for maybe more seasons, he might actually do better. That's what I think. But we have to wait and see on those development, guys. Tell me what you think. I want to hear your thoughts on this case, guys. But we'll see. So let's continue. We have other things to cover, more transfer news to happen. That it has to happen before we go. Oh, Real Madrid have no interest in signing England midfielder Dele Alli from Tottenham. Talksport's report. We knew that. Fulham are on the verge of signing defenders Malone from Sassuolo for around 15 million euro. Personal terms have been agreed. Barcelona have a sell on clause. So he will receive a significant chunk of transfer fee. Oh, nice. Rennes goalkeeper Edison Mendy will undergo his medicals at Chelsea ahead of a £28 million move. He will join on a 5-year contract. Source RMC Sports. So Mendy is gonna be the replacement of Kepa. We all know that. How good is he? I don't even know him at all. But I heard some Chelsea fans saying that it's better to have a player like Mendy we don't know than Kepa at goal. That's how much they now despise their keeper or they hate their keeper. I don't know. Let me hear your thoughts. How do you see the development of the story going? And Kepa in this case, because we saw it again against Liverpool. The guy has literally lost his confidence. Like it's no more. I don't believe that there will be any time we will see his confidence anytime from now. But let's wait and see in the development of the story. I hope that the new keeper that they're bringing in Mendy will actually provide what Chelsea are actually looking for, because they are doing crazy transfer fees, getting different keepers every single time whenever they do. Let's continue, guys. Let's see what happens. Crystal Palace striker Alexandra Solat is in Leipzig to undergo his medical ahead of move to RB Leipzig. Oh, that's nice. Let's wait and see what happens there. PSG are considering signing veteran Sami Khadi in an attempt to blossom their midfield stock. The German is considered surplus plus requirement at Juventus under Andrea Pirlo. So Sky's German reports. So this is what is happening, guys. They're saying that I don't really understand what's up with these clubs, these big clubs that, or this club that claims to be the big clubs, in terms of Juventus, PSG. Why? And now Barcelona, I think, has joined into the trend. Why are they so into buying big old players rather than buying new youngsters so that they develop them? Like what happens in the Premier League? I don't understand. If this thing doesn't stop, it will continue happening. I don't know. We'll see what happens there. Alvaro Morata has arrived at the Juventus Medical Center to complete his checks before finalizing his move from Atletico Source Juventus. You see him waiting at that side. So, done deal. Inter Milan have signed the Arturo Vidal on a permanent deal from Barcelona for around £1 million. Wow. We wait to see if what he is going to offer something new. Done deal. Derby Country has completed the free transfer of Jordan Ibe from Bournemouth. He has pinned a 2-year contract. So the former Liverpool player has found a club. Good news to him. I hope he can actually provide something. I used to enjoy Ibe a lot at Liverpool. Manchester United have opened talks over the signing of Usman. No, let me read this. Manchester United. This is interesting, guys. We don't want to miss this. I want you to listen to this, guys. This is Manchester United starting something new. Manchester United have opened talks over the signing of Ousmane Dembele. United wants to bring the Frenchman on loan, but Barcelona are keen to get him off their books permanently, so we'll only agree to transfer if an obligation to buy is included. Source Daily Record. First it was Sancho, and it was Reguilon. It was Taylor's, who it seems like is now going quiet now. And there were others that we met. Gareth Bale was also included. Even Thiago Alcantara was also part of the issue. Now we're at Ousmane Dembele. I'm enjoying how United are doing their business every time. It feels like it's that girlfriend who's never satisfied with what he had. Not exactly, who's never satisfied. He wants everyone, every guy in the whole world. Today is with John, tomorrow with Peter, and tomorrow is this one. She just cannot find the best person to settle down with, at least, so that they get the right person. That is what United is doing. Sancho, Thiago, Bale, what is his name, that guy who went to Tottenham. Now there's Dembele, there's Tellers as well from, I don't know. I don't even know what United wants. I don't really know what United wants at the moment, and it's really crazy at the moment. I don't even know what to say to you guys. But let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. Let's not judge this story. Maybe it could be different. We hope. We wait and see on the story as it develops. But that's what is happening. United are turning out to become a joke if they continue doing what they're doing. It's really crazy. You try to accept what they're saying, or you try to follow them, but it's going crazy now. Let's see what happens in this case. Maybe at least Dembele could be the guy or it could be the guy who they really want at the end of the day. You never know. This is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's team, by the way. So let's continue, guys. It's nice that we were doing this. Okay. Leeds United are in advanced talks to sign Spain international Diego Llorente from Real Sociedad for around 20 million euro. Sky Sports reports. Arsenal may cash in on Alexandre Lacazette so that they can make a move for Lyon playmaker Hosea Osa. That's the Independent. We wait on seeing on that. Atletico Madrid will turn their attention to sign Edison Cavani after wrapping up a deal for Luis Suarez. Cavani is a free agent after leaving PSG this summer. So it's believed that Atletico Madrid could be the club that has already got that might get Luis Suarez after Juventus pulled out of the deal later in the stage. And it seems like they want to bring another player from Uruguay in Cavani, so that at least they have two of them and they actually do something with those players. Your thoughts, let me hear them in the comments below, guys. Let me hear your thoughts in the comments below. Let's continue. Done deal. Atlanta have signed Sam Lament from PSV for €9 million on a 5-year contract. England under-17 forward Jamal Burry gutted. He is in Germany finalizing a deal to sign for Borussia Dortmund. Sky Sports report. I love how Borussia Dortmund get these young stars, develop them, then sell them the next day. Get a new young star, develop the player, and sell them and make cashing out of the player next. That's what they did in Sancho. Now they're about to do with this youngster. Manchester United midfielder Jesse Lingard will not be joining Tottenham this summer. Jose Mourinho is not interested in reuniting Lingard, despite the reports from the contrary last week. The Athletic reports. So Jesse Lingard is now going to Tottenham. Frank Lampard on Mendy. Yes, Mendy is having a medical as we speak, subject to that bringing, then he will become our player. Okay, Chelsea, now the source pro confirms he was refusing to talk about the case, but now he is confirmed. Done deal. Everton's backup goalkeeper Joao Virginia has signed a new 4-year contract with the club. Okay, Southampton are showing interest in signing what? Southampton are showing interest in signing Everton Tommy Davis. The Saints would prefer to loan the 22-year-old with an option to buy, but the Toffees at the moment would rather sell. Oh. Done deal. Kevin Davies has signed a new 4-year contract with Aston Villa. We did see him yesterday playing for the team, so it seems like he has signed a new 4-year contract, which is good for the Aston Villa. They need to keep their players and bring new players as well. That plays a bigger role, but we'll see what happens in terms of the development of the story. So those are the transfer news we have for you guys today. I want to hear from you. What do you expect? What are you expecting from different sources? Today we didn't cover those big ones like the Brewster and other things that happens. We didn't cover them because there's nothing yet to talk about, guys. But as soon as something comes, of course, we are gonna talk about it as much as we can. That's why we do the most here, guys. And please, that's my email. That's my Twitter account. Do us a favor. You can always go like the account, guys. It helps us a lot. And don't forget to subscribe if you are new. Let's see your subscription. Hey, Ibrahimovic likes himself a lot, guys. Okay. Show your appreciation, guys. Let me see what's happening in the Liverpool thing before we disappear. Okay. So nothing exactly. So I think that's all, guys. I'll be back again for the watch along of the game of Tottenham. They're playing a Division 1, or is it Championship or Division 2 play team. At the same time, Manchester United are playing as well, which we got some interesting comments. So I'll be back for those watch along. I want to hear your thoughts as much as we cover. But for the moment, guys, thank you very much for watching. This has been the Football Connector. I've been your host, Sam. Thank you. I highly appreciate your support. Please click the subscribe if you are new. Show your appreciation to the page, and don't forget to subscribe. That helps us a lot. But all in all, thank you very much for watching. We'll meet again very soon as we'll be doing the watch along. This has been Sam, and I'm signing out. Peace.